we'll see how much we can get on that. Camera's almost full with all the flights today.
Nice.
I have a YouTube channel, and eventually I put them up on the YouTube channel, and then you can watch it.
Awesome.
But I'll send it to Carl so he can send you it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Alright, there. Turn that down for now. Timer's running. Pressures were good. There's a thermostat, so we're about a 170 on that, and we want to see that it comes down a little bit. Obviously don't want to see it keep increasing. If it's going above 180 and keeps increasing, that tells me the thermostat is stuck in the shut position.
Okay.
In this case, it's not. So that's important because we don't want to overpressurize the cooling system if that doesn't cool back down. If it's stuck shut and we go to 100%, it's going to blow the radiator coolant lines, so it'll overpressurize it. So that's a really important check. Otherwise, all the temperatures are good, warmed up, so we don't have to warm up the engine. And then we do our systems check. So I'll let you do those. So you start from the top, right to left. Fuel 1, look over your toes. Turn it back on. Turn 2 off. Turn it back on. Turn 1 off. On ignition, turn it back on. Turn ignition 2 on. Back on. FADEC 1. And then back on. And then 2. And it goes back to 1 and back on. And that's our systems check. Make sure that both fuel pumps, both ignitions, and both FADEC computers are working like they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Because if you turn one fuel pump off and then the engine dies, it tells you, hey, this one's not working. And then you would, troubleshoot, fix it. Same thing with the ignition. Alright, cool. And then we're going to do our 100% split the needles check, as we like to say, checking for the freewheeling unit. So I'm rolling the throttle up to 100%. We get to 100%, and then we roll the throttle and left pedal together. We do the left pedal because of the torque effect. If we're doing a hovering auto, which I'll show you out here, and we lose the engine in a hover, that's what we would do with the pedal, because the torque effect wants the nose, once we take the torque off, the nose is going to go to the right unless we push that left pedal. So it develops a good habit transfer. So we're going to roll it back up. The needles split like they're supposed to. And we will taxi to that spot over there, do some more hover training.
Beautiful.
Alright, 100% RPM, we start there, look at the temperatures, pressures, overhead switches, and to the left, center, and right. Start getting your lights. Lift off. Center of gravity check, everything feels good. Go clear left, nose is coming right. Start taxiing forward. And we're telling the aircraft where we want to go with the cyclic. So a little forward pressure back to that neutral position. And we start taxiing along. Alrighty. So 3 years now, he's got you pretty much doing everything fully trained up?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, so now you can write G-code and all that stuff for the CNC machines, run the machines, set them up.
Yep, I know how to do a lot of maintenance to them. I can wire them up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. If I'm trying to get him the files and stuff for this helicopter so he can build parts for him. He's like, I know I've been to this place there, and I know he's got all the machines and the capability to build it. He just needs to know the specs on it and the type of metal, and he can build all the parts for this helicopter. Because the factory went under just recently. They went, they had all these people that ordered kits, and they delivered half-delivered kits, didn't get the full parts and everything, and like everybody's like, now what do we do? I'm out all this money. I bought this helicopter, and I don't have all the parts.
Right.
So, but the roadway over the years has gone bankrupt several times. There's just not money. There's not a lot of profit in it. You got to do it as a passion.
Right.
So anyway, there's thousands of these kits and helicopters out in the world. Some flying, some still in boxes and crates. I think this one was early 2000s originally when it was produced and manufactured. And some people take 7, 8 years to build. Other people build it in 4 to 6 months. It just depends. Somebody orders it, build it in the garage. A guy like me comes out and just start doing training with them. Or you buy buy a used one like Carl did. He bought this one from another gentleman, I think down in Alabama. And, you know, started flying it.
Yep.
So, alright, it's clear. We'll go a little bit faster now. Alright, clear, clear, clear. So then, the cool thing about the helicopter, we can just fly along and fly sideways. We can fly backwards. Keep turning. Can't do that in an airplane.
Nope.
That's what I love about them. The hover is divine. It's like the magic carpet ride.
Right.
Let's see, can we get it? Hop over? Oh yeah, look at that. That's because you're so light. They do that with Carl with the fuel that we have on.
Yeah.
Get a couple feet up and then she runs out of power. Alright, we'll bring it back to our X here. Alright, so we're going to start from the same point that we did before with the pedals. So put your feet on the pedals there. Remember, the left foot is just lightly on there, and the right foot's adding some pressure, taking it out, adding some pressure, taking it out. Easiest control to learn there, so keep it pointed at the airplane down there. Alright, give me a right 90-degree pedal turn, point towards the trees. And hold it there. Alright, now we're going to do something a little bit more challenging. I want you to do a right pedal turn 360 degrees back to this point. Alright? Nice and easy. Just add the pedal. I'll keep this right in the center of the X here as we come around. This is a really good rate of turn right now. Keep that up. And it's like pressure, counter pressure to control the rate of turn. There you go. There you go. Very good rate of turn. I love that. That's good. Coming around, and back into the trees. Alright, very good. Alright, let's try to combine the two again with the collective. Take the collective lever. We'll come up a little bit higher. And hold this height and do the same thing. 360 degree right pedal turn. Hold the height with the collective. And keep coming around. Notice how the engine kind of sounds like it's getting quieter as you push in on the right pedal? Because you're demanding engine power away from the engine. So you're demanding torque from it. And then when you stop the turn, if you do it right, the engine will stay at 100%. Keep coming to the right, you can keep turning. So I'm rolling the throttle up a little bit. See how fast it gets away. Really focus on keeping the nose pointed at those trees right there. That little gap in the trees right there. There you go. There you go. You got them all now. You're flying. Right pedal. There you go. Stop it. You tell it to stop. You don't let it fly you. You fly her. There you go. That's it. There you go. Keep it pointed at that little hole in the trees. I'm helping you out, but you're still flying. That's it. Go forward and then neutral. It'll settle down right here. Relax the pressure and then bring it back towards the trees. There you go. And if we need to go back to the concrete, we can do that. Just follow me through. I'm going to bring us back over. A little aft, neutral, aft, neutral. Now I want to stop. A little forward, neutral, stabilize. There it is. That's it. There's nobody trying to get in. Looking good. You're still flying. Forward, back to the left. Alright, now you're flying again. You got it. Remember, just little inputs. Don't focus on one thing, because notice where your nose is at. Where is your nose supposed to be? Right over here. That's where it's supposed to be. So once you focus on one control too much, you lose the other ones, if you notice that.
Right.
Just hold it for a second there, and then it's going to come backwards eventually. And slowly come back, little aft, neutral, little aft, neutral, aft, neutral, aft, neutral. Now I want to stop here, forward, and then back to neutral. Now let's keep it right here. There you go. Alright, I got it all. Relax. I got full throttle right now, so get behind the power curve. With the helicopter, it could take you setting it back down to get above 100% because it's so much drag below 100 that it can't get above it without touching down for a moment to get it back up. So I'll show you that here with the throttle. So I want you to pay attention at the RPM gauge.
Okay.
Right now we're at 104, so feel what I'm doing on the collective with the throttle. You feel the throttle starting to go down. And I'm going to start decreasing the RPM below 100% on the E side, which is the engine. Once it gets below 100, 96, 99, the rotor falls. Now I'm going to try to increase the throttle to bring it back up. It drags down, it's stuck. Now I got to reduce the drag by lowering the collective, getting closer to the ground so that the RPM comes back up. We call this technique milking the collective, lowering the collective, kind of pumping it like a well pump to get the RPM back up, because now you're just reducing the load and then you get above 100. Once you do that, and you always keep it above 100, the aircraft will fly better. So look at the pedals now. Pay attention to the pedals. As I decrease the RPM, I need more right pedal to maintain the nose in that position, because the tail rotor spins 5 times faster than the main rotor system. Now watch what happens when I increase the RPM. The nose is going to go to the right unless I reduce that right pedal pressure, because it spins 5 times faster. And at 102, 104%, it's like, hey dude, I got a lot more lift now. I don't need all that right pedal pressure. Now when you learn in aerodynamics, there's the lift equation, and there's several elements to the lift equation that talks about how much lift is generated in an aircraft. There's 2 things as pilots that we can control on the lift equation. The coefficient of lift. The coefficient of lift is the angle of attack, and that's the angle of the blades produced in relation to its relative wind or rotational relative wind. Think of it as blade angle, up, down. That's coefficient of lift. That's with the collective. And then its velocity squared is another element of the lift equation. That's RPM in the rotor system. So if I increase the rotor system without increasing the collective, I'm going to throttle up. Watch what happens with the altitude of the aircraft. It starts generating more lift because of the velocity of the blade versus the coefficient of lift, the angle. I decrease the throttle, the RPM goes down, and she starts descending. So 2 things that we can control the total lift of the aircraft is either the collective lever or the twist grip throttle. So another thing we're going to show you in the hover, you're seeing the auto rotations and forward flight. Let's show you what they look like at a hover.
Okay.
So we're over a spot here. So basically what we're going to do is roll the throttle off. We're going to use left pedal to stop the torque effect because it's going to want to torque. The nose is going to go to the right, so we got to stop that with left pedal. And then we're going to cushion it with the collective as it starts settling down. So I have a little ditty I use. It's pedal, settle, cushion. Pedal meaning left pedal. Let it settle for a second before you add collective because it'll take about a second before it starts coming down. And then cushion it with the collective. So I'm going to do all the inputs here. Nice and easy. Pedal, settle, cushion. Right there. So that's what would happen if you lost the engine at a hover, right? You're using all that rotor energy to cushion landing as we come down. Get back up to 100%. Alright, good. Fuel use, that's good, 16, 17. Alright, rotor RPM 100%, temperature, pressure, switches, clear, and slowly bring her up. Go ahead, ghost me on the controls. I want you to see some things here. There's another aerodynamic thing I want to talk about here. So as I lift up on the collective, I have to add some right pedal on the face of the torque that's going to the left. There's also another phenomenon called translating tendency. That's the thrust of the tail rotor that pushes the aircraft to the left. That's the tail rotor thrust that's causing that. Okay, so how do we compensate for that? We add right cyclic to compensate for the translating tendency. So as we lift up, you're going to actually feel the left skid come up slightly, then the right skid. The helicopter has to hover right skid low to compensate for the translating tendency. The thrust of the tail rotor. So that's what translating tendency is.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Another aerodynamic thing. Alrighty, we're at the trees here. I'm going to give you all the controls. You got your feet on the pedals. On the collective cyclic, you have control. And let's try to hold hover. There we go. Working it. Little forward there. Little add there. Right pedal. There we go. Keep it level. Going backwards. Go forward. Center. Back to the left a little bit. Just relax the right pedal. There you go. Good. Good. A little aft. Back to neutral. Pointing at the trees there. Looking good. There you go. Work it. Work it. Try to get the cabin level. Level the nose. There you go. That's it. Just try to keep it level. Because as soon as it points in one direction, that's where she's going to go. There you go. Work it. Work it. Let you do. Try to figure the problem out. Solve the equation. Right? There we go. There we go. Settle the Bronco down. Tame the beast. Alright, I have control. Relax. Want to bring you back? Try it again. And don't be afraid to feel what I'm doing on the controls when I'm flying. Just kind of feel the inputs, the small little inputs. I mean, if I wanted to, I could fly this thing with one finger. Because it becomes second nature of what I need to do.
Right.
But notice how the cabin is staying level.
Level, yeah.
Looking outside in the distance, using your peripheral for the small movements, and the big ones out in the distance to keep the aircraft in position. So I'm just looking out in the distance right there, that little hole in the trees there.
Yep.
And I'm just There they are. We'll keep an eye on them. I like to turn around every once in a while to see who's around you. Oh, here's another one we can talk about. So while we're hovering, we have to use the pedals for directional control. So the torque effect causes the nose to go to the left like this, right? So all of a sudden we start spinning rapidly to the left, and we can't stop it because, let's say, we lost carburetor thrust. So all we got to do is reduce the throttle. Look what happens. She stops spinning, and then we cushion it down on the ground. What we're doing is offloading the torque from the engine, the torque effect, roll the engine to idle, and we do a hover and auto just like we did over there. So that's part of the emergency procedure training. What are we going to do when we have a loss of carburetor thrust at a hover? We're going to keep the aircraft level. We're going to roll the throttle to idle in that case. Okay? That's another thing to demonstrate and show you there. Alright, we're going to bring it back to 100%. All the movements, little right pedal there, little right cyclic, starting to lift up the left skid, right skid, and then she lifts off the ground. Alrighty, bring it back over to our X. This I'm going to give you the cyclic now. Let's work that cyclic control. That's the hardest one to learn, so don't feel bad about it. Nobody gets it the first time. If you do, you're a savant. Alright, you ready? You just have to cycle.
Okay.
I just want you to concentrate on that. Everything else is on me. Alrighty, let's work that cycling. Focus on those control inputs. You're creeping forward to a little app. Hold it for a second. There you go. Little app there. Cyclic, little inputs, trying to keep the cabin level as I detect the motion. It's almost like you just gotta think ahead of what she's doing. Alright, you have the cyclic, try it again. Doesn't take long to lose that control, does it? Back. Back. There we go. Work it back. Little aft to neutral, little aft to neutral. Let it come back to her spot. Now let's come back a little bit. How do we go backwards? A little aft, right? Back to neutral, a little aft. There you go. Alright, let's try something here. I have the cyclic here.
Okay.
The forearm. So scope down a little bit. I want your forearm to be laying on your side. And try to slide more with your wrist and fingers, okay? Get a stable platform. You have the tendency to release the pressure backwards. You need to hold the pressure back on it now. Okay, so just hold it back there. Get your elbow locked in there. Get a stable platform, line with your fingers and wrist. Hold that cyclic right about there where it needs to stay. That's neutral position. If you're having the tendency to let it go forward, you need to hold it back more, okay?
Okay.
Hold it back. Hold that backwards pressure on there. It's going to be a constant pressure you're going to have to use. And keeping your forearm level like that is going to help you out. That's why with more fingers and your wrists. There you go. Because the whole idea is to stop all the big movements and just be nice and gentle little movements here. Right? You're going to bring it in there, forearms nice and set, supported. We're not going to use as much power now because we're not making these big slow inputs. There you go. Settle down on it. That's it. There you go. Back to the left a little bit. So a little left pressure and then neutral. Back pressure. The big pressures. Pressure. The more you move it, the more it starts doing that pendulum effect, as they say in the book. Go back to the left a little bit. Pressure to the left, right? Forward pressure. Back to the aft position now. There you go. Let's get that. My hands off now. There you go. Very good. Aft pressure down. Don't let the nose dive too much. Don't relax it. Notice how you relax it. She's just like, oh, you want to go forward. So hold it back there for a second. Alright, let me reset you. You're doing really good. You start. That's going to slip a little bit.
Yeah.
Forearms supported, get your fingers, everything's good. Alright, you have control of the cyclic. Really work it. Remember, we're going to keep a little bit more aft pressure than you're not holding right here where we need to be with it. There you go. And then relax that a little bit, a little backward pressure. There you go. And it depends on the weight of the aircraft, who's in the seats, because that position will change depending on the weight of the aircraft at any time. The center of gravity changes constantly. So as we burn fuel, the aircraft becomes nose heavy, more fuel is burned. So that's why you have a lot of aft cycling while you're hovering. There you go. Good. Start bringing it back. A little aft pressure. Alrighty, you're coming over your spot now. There's your line. Bring it to the left now. A little left pressure, neutral. Aft pressure. You're keeping it to the left. That's where you're going, left. There's that. There you go. Lift you up. Gotta hold that pressure. There you go. Right here. Relax for a second. Bring it back. I have control. Alright. Back to the line. Now feel what I'm doing. Just follow me on the controls. notice that pressure that we had rolled to the aft direction. Looking at that tree line, making very small selections like that. Looking at that tree line, detecting any small movements. Alright, I went forward a little bit, a little aft pressure, neutral, forward pressure, neutral, hold it in that position. Alright. You have the cyclic, you have control of the cyclic. Alright. There you go, back to the left. This thing's level again. There we go. Bring us back to the left, just follow with me. Give me a little control click here. There we go, this is our home spot. Come back to the left a little bit. Back to the right. Alright, I have all controls. Alright, relax for a second. How you feeling? How's your arm? You feel tight at all?
I'm good.
Okay, alright. Let's play with the pedals a little bit here. We'll switch it up. Put your feet on the pedals there, and your left hand on the clutch. Alright. Keep the nose pointing in this direction and keep this height for me. Alright? You have the pedals in the collective. There we go. I want you to play with the throttle a little bit. Remember the direction that we need to increase the throttle? Thumbs up, throttle up. Go ahead and do it. Thumbs up. Rotate away. Thumbs up. Increase the throttle. There you go. Right pedal, right pedal, right pedal. But now you're going to start scanning in here and trying to keep that at 100%. So how do I get it back to 100%? Correct. Go in. Thumbs up, the throttle up. Now I give you a third thing to look at. You notice how your altitude, the direction you're supposed to be pointing at. So don't focus all on that. Just scan. So look outside where you're supposed to be hovering at, in the hole of the trees. There you go. Come back to the right. That's it. And then down to about a 1 foot height. So you can use your peripheral vision. That's just the pressure down. That's all. Yeah. Come back to the right. There you go. There you go. There you got it. And you can you'll start getting so good that you can hear what the RPM is doing. Look at that. Put the nose back to the right. That's going to drag their engine down a little bit. We need a little bit of twisting up. There you go. Good. Alright, relax. I have all control. I have control. We'll take off in this direction again. Do some altitude work. Alright, I want you to ghost me on the controls. Just feel what I do. We're going to talk about the takeoff now.
Okay.
Alright, so we're in the direction of takeoff. We always want to take off with the minimum power required. And it gives us good habit transfer in case we don't have any more power available. So right now we're hovering at 27 inches of manifold pressure. I know I have about 29 available, and I'm not quite full throttle yet. So I'm using the least amount of power to take off today and doing what's called the level acceleration takeoff. So I want to let her start creeping forward a little bit, so a little forward cycle pressure. Notice how she starts going forward in speed. A little aft pressure, forward pressure, aft, forward. She's going to get between about 16 to 24 knots of airflow through the rotor system. She's going to hit what's called effective translational lift. Clean undisturbed air. And then I'm going to continue to push forward on the cyclic, keeping this altitude until I see 65 miles an hour. Left pedal in for trim. Once I get to 65, that's the best rate of climb air. 65, and she climbs at the best rate up to our desired altitude. go. And fly in this direction to the other side of the lake. Temperatures, pressures, everything's looking good. Looking for traffic. We always want to be predominantly outside when we're flying and then scan every once in a while inside. Because you got other airplanes flying around, helicopters. Sometimes they are talking on radio, sometimes they're not.
Connie and traffic, BT, welcome back to
Alright, this time I want you to turn right 180 degrees. There you go, right about there. That's a good roll angle right there. Try to keep the nose level right there as you make that turn. There you go. And just let the aircraft pull itself through. Yep. See where the airport is, and then that's where we took off from. The two yellow X's. Yep. So start coming back to the left. There you go. Roll out. Wings level. There you go. Good. And if we want to make a big altitude change, what we would do is lower the collector a few inches and put pressure down there. Level it out, and then it should start descending. Right about there. The left pedal is required, and we would start a descent. We're at 1,200 feet and descending about 500 feet per minute. Alright, now we're going to level off, adding collective back 25 inches. Give me a right pedal turn. I'm sorry, a right turn with the cyclist. There we go. Good. Like how you level it out.
Welcome back, turning final for full stop to ready.
Alright, relax. I have all controls.
Okay.
Coming up on 45 minutes. We're going to come back in. Are you hooked now? Oh, yeah. Yep, so, like I said, most people, it takes about 10 to 15 hours to kind of get comfortable with hovering the helicopter, so,
Yes.
you know, there's a lot going on there.
Yep.
Understanding, hey, why does it do this? Why does it do that? Aerodynamics, you know, getting in the books, YouTube videos. Carl's got a lot of good resources he can share with you on that.
Yep.
Where he just landed, that's good. Laconia traffic up to 2 Charlie Victor, midfield. do the same thing to the runway 8. Alrighty, and 3, 2, 1, down left aft. Collective is down. We're starting our turn. Rotor is good, airspeed is good. Aircraft is in trim, rotor airspeed trim, landing area is assured. Turn into our landing area now. Coming down nicely. Start that flare. Throttling up. And we push on. Bring it back up to 100%. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, exiting runway 8 on Charlie for parking. Laconia. Let's get out of this guy's way. I think he's back taxiing. There's the right skid, there's the left. There we go.